The Christmas Pig, written by J.K. Rowling, illustrated by Jim Field. Chapter 27, Mayor Cheese Grater. The mayor had barely finished saying pajamas when the Christmas pig seized Jack's arm and topped him sideways up an alleyway. There being nowhere else to hide, the Christmas pig snatched the lid off a shiny silver dustbin with the mayor's coat of arms on it, and both he and Jack jumped inside, pulling the lid back over themselves. Jack was so scared it took him a moment to notice how very clean the empty dustbin was. Apparently, even the insides of the beans were regularly polished and bother it's gone. Settle down, they heard the mayor shout, because the crowd had begun talking loudly at his announcement. When there was a silence again, the mayor said, "Now listen. The pig and action figure are breaking the law, and when the law gets broken, it gives the loser an excuse to break the law back. 10 years ago, to this very day, the loser came crashing into Bother Is Gone, kicking in the fronts of the houses and lifting off roofs, and it's not going to happen again, not on my watch." "Well, why did he come here last time?" said a terrified voice that Jack recognized at lunches. "Because the last mayor broke the law," shouted the cheese grater. Mayor Pinking Shears was her name. She felt sorry for surplus, so she let some of it sneak off the waste to hide in our attics. The loser got wind of what she was up to, and he ran into town, smashing apart houses. He scooped up all the surplus and ate it, and gobbled up a few things that had done nothing wrong as well. And last of all, he grabbed Pinking Shears and took her off to his lair, screaming as she went, and she's never been seen again. "That's when I became mayor," roared the cheese grater. "And from the moment on, the law's being kept. Once a week, the law adjusters and I conduct a thorough search of this town to make sure there's no thing here that shouldn't be. Right, everyone goes straight home, and no loitering. Addie will tell newcomers where their houses are. You're to stay indoors until I give the all clear." Jack and the Christmas pig remained squashed up in the bin, which was very tight-fit, listening to the crowd dispersing. "What if the gold watch tells them he saw us?" whispered Jack. "Or the poem, or Lunchy." "Then we'll be in deep trouble," the Christmas pig whispered back. But they all seemed like good things. Hopefully they won't tell. After a few minutes, the tramp of things heading home had faded away. Now all that remained were the voices of the mayor and the capture team. "They wouldn't be stupid enough to come right into the center of town," said the mayor confidently. "I suggest we spread out and work from the outside in." The capture team agreed, and they heard them moving away, calling to other loss adjusters to come and help search. The loudest noise of all came from the hobnailed boot, which made a menacing metal clunk with every step it took. "That boot's name's Crusher," the Christmas pig whispered in Jack's ear. "One of your socks told me about him. He's a favorite of the losers. Crusher's allowed to stamp all over things if he catches them. After that, even if they're found, they're too broken to be of any use." Jack slightly wished the Christmas pig hadn't told him this. "Did you hear what that watch started saying before Addie stopped him?" the Christmas pig went on. "Yes," said Jack. "He came from a third town." "Which makes sense," said the Christmas pig, "because there were 3 doors and mislaid." "Exactly," said the Christmas pig. "So DP must be in the last town," said Jack. "Yes, he must," said the Christmas pig. "You know, I think our best hope is to try and sneak on to that train and hide, and let it take us to the other town. But we will wait until dark. We've got no chance if we get out now." And so they waited for nightfall. At last, when they thought it was dark enough, they tried to get out of the bin, but somehow they'd become wedged in together. After a lot of wriggling, Jack managed to clamber out, and then he had to tug quite hard on Christmas Pig's trotters until he came free, and they both toppled over onto a pile of snow, the Christmas Pig on top of Jack. "Thank you," panted the Christmas Pig. "Sorry about that. My beans had settled." "It's okay," said Jack, who was now both chilly and wet again. He got up, brushed himself down, and they crept off in the direction of the station, making sure to keep to the shadows. They'd only gone a short distance when the mayor's voice came booming suddenly over loudspeakers on every corner. "Attention, all things! Attention, all things! We believe the surplus pig in action figure have moved into the center of town under cover of darkness. Bolt your doors. Shutter your windows. Anybody helping the surplus will be given to the loser." Everywhere Jack and the Christmas Pig looked, the jewel-bright patches of light from the curtains windows were blacked out, and they heard the clicks of hundreds of bolts being driven home. When Mayor Cheese Grater had repeated his warning a second time, a ringing silence fell over the town of "Bother It's Gone." The things that lived there seemed suddenly too scared to even talk inside their own houses. Jack's breath made a cloud of mist in the icy air as they stole ever closer to the station. Shivering, he realized he had left his blanket behind in the mayor's bin, but all he cared about now was getting out of Bother Is Gone, which no longer felt a friendly, cozy place at all. The station was in sight just across the road when they heard a rough voice up ahead. The Christmas Pig pulled Jack into a dark doorway, and Jack held his breath, so the mist wouldn't give them away. "You four, follow Spyglass to the western section. You lot, go with Ned and search the east. The rest of you, follow me." Jack heard the lost adjusters setting off in different directions, and again the loudest voice of all was the stomping of the gigantic hobnail boot called Crusher. When at last the sounds had died away once more, Jack and the Christmas Pig crept out of their hiding place and headed into the station. But all Jack's hopes were dashed. The toy train had gone. "Oh no, now what?" Jack whispered through his chattering teeth. "Now," said a low, menacing voice right behind them, "it's crushing time."